Verse number 375. वैराग्यबोधो पुरुषस्य पक्षिवत् पक्षो विजानीहि विचक्षणत्वम् सौधाग्रलताधिरोहणम् ताभ्यां विना नान्यतरेण सिद्ध्यति. Such a beautiful way of presenting here. Tabhyam vina na anyatarena siddhyati. So, tabhyam vina. So, without these two. So, question may arise, what are these two? Okay? I am creating interest. That's how now looking at that, how to take the verse differently. Okay? Tabhyam vina na anyatarena siddhyati iti. It is not possible without these two. Even if you make use of anyatarena, even if one is there with you. So now question may arise, what are they? What are these two? He says vairagya and bodha. So vairagya means dispassion, bodha means discrimination, viveka bodha. So without vairagya and viveka, not possible. And why and how? Says beautifully. What is not possible? Vimukti saudakralata adhirohanam. He says vimukti. So vimukti means becoming completely free from all, especially raga dvesa, in short, or let us say liberation. And here he says, it is like Saudha Agralata Adhirohanam. Like, if you observe, especially a creeper, it's a poetic language, okay? A creeper climbing to, not a tree here, Saudha. Saudha means, a, let us say, beautiful palace. So life is like, climbing up, growing up. So, and here is liberation is my goal. The creeper, how it goes up to the top of the palace. So now liberation is my goal. Now liberation is like a creeper. It has to grow slowly. This is the beautiful way of understanding. Means liberation cannot happen just like that. And there is nothing called instant liberation, instant enlightenment. As you know, creeper, to take the support of anything, whether it is a stick, whether it is a wall, anything, approximately 300 to 400 times it tries. Even though it is nearby, to take the support from anything, 300 to 400 times it keeps trying, then only it takes support. Means how much effort a creeper puts, because you can see in lot of channels available. Keeps, pulse, keeps, will try, and in the zoom camera they have recorded amazing way of, they record. So that means this creeper to grow puts a lot of effort. That's why the consistency. And the worst part is, after trying so much, it's steady, and you come and remove that. And creeper will not keep quiet. Again will try. Sometimes tries to go back to the same place. Have you not observed? And if it's not possible, we'll try to grow in different way. So that we call as grace, okay? That's another point, let us not get into. So what in short it says that, how the creeper keeps putting effort and many factors are involved to grow properly in right direction. So also liberation. Number one. Number two, he tries to say, apart from this, here the Granthakara, the Prakaranakara, Adi Shankaracharya, gives the example of a pakshi, a bird. So, bird to fly needs two wings. So, here he says, two wings are called Viveka and Vairagya. So, Bodha, Viveka, the discriminative power, discriminative faculty, and other one is called Vairagya, seeing that discriminative faculty is predominant, allowing the discriminative faculty to become predominant. That is called Vairagya. Because people think Vairagya means don't know to develop this passion. In fact, today some talk was going on, somebody was trying to bombard me. So regarding this, sometimes I get bombardment, don't worry. So hopefully the person should not listen to this. Swamiji, this is not right, okay? You did not tell, and in the class you are saying all these things. It's not right, okay? But this is how I have to also pour out my frustrations, okay? However, so I had to talk finally. I said, look, this Viveka Vairagya concept was going on. That's why contextually, rightly. I have to say, look, Vairagya becomes outcome of Viveka when the person is exposed to the systematic way of teaching and also has to live with the teacher. These two have to be there. There is no other choice. If these two are not there, if anyone, suppose you are exposed to the, let us say, methodology of teaching through different means, or even if with the teacher for some time, after that again Vairagyam comes down, whether you like it or not. That is what the truth, this is the reality. Because in fact I have to highlight, this is the key point. That's why many people go crazy, because Viveka becomes stronger. And when Viveka becomes stronger, not the Vairagya along with Viveka, it is a disaster. It's like a bird does not know fly better, but one wing is very strong, other wing is very weak. What will happen? That bird cannot keep quiet. Will it try to fly? Now is it trying to fly or struggling? In fact, putting all effort to struggle, not to fly, but thinking that I am going to fly. Can you see this point? Sometimes it is better to have weaker Viveka and weaker Vairagya. That person is better. That's why you can see a common person sometimes is better than the so-called Vedantins. You understand the concept now? Those who are exposed, like, especially Ajit will tell better way, okay? Because he has a few students in that category, okay? Last 30 years, last 40 years, I have been listening to Vedanta. What is entering? Don't ask, okay? So, poor fellow. So, he has to listen to them, okay? Okay, yeah, true. Coming to the point here. So, here, this Vairagya and Viveka should always go hand in hand together. That is the key point. If Viveka is stronger, Vairagya is very down, finished. That is what a present generation, present exposure. Suppose by chance, Vairagya is very strong, Viveka not there. those people become critical of anybody and everybody. And they try to impose many things upon, and finally they also lose track of themselves. And in the name of Vairagya, they try to exercise their power. That I am dispassionate, so that you have to listen, everybody has to listen to me. You understand? Everybody has to acknowledge, everybody has to appreciate that I am dispassionate. I'll give you a beautiful example through a story. So there was a ashram where a guru was having many students, and he decided to go for a travel for some time. That took indefinite time. And he finally chose a person, one of the disciples, who was very nice, all the way he was very good. Let us say everything was great, and left everything to him. Look, now you have to take care of ashram. Went. Now he started thinking of how to handle, how to manage. So the ashram should run as it was running when Guruji was there. Now everywhere he tried to know, make sure whether people are getting up on time or not, food is being served on time or not, everything. And in the process also he started to know, punishing, scolding, all these things has to happen. Without that nothing will happen. And in the process what happened is, he was one of the best student, and slowly he wanted to be the best administrator. So a best student need not be a best administrator. You understand what I am trying to say? Then when he tried to become a best administrator, let everything happen smoothly, let everything happen in a better way than the Guruji, that is the subconscious mind, okay? Not in the same way, better way, so that when Guruji comes, we'll be impressed, so that everything will come to me indirectly. And in the process, the way he was happy, the way he was comfortable, the way he was careful, got changed. He became rough and tough. Always thinking how to manage this, how to handle that, how to do this thing, what not to do. Whole time he was keep thinking, while walking, while eating, every time mind was moving in different way. So that means there was a constant struggle. Earlier, the person was very comfortable. Can you see the difference? Whereas now the same person is going through struggle. So one day he was passing in the ashram garden. So one of the co-mate saw him and smiled very funny way. And he could not take it. Something is wrong. This is not the way to smile. He went back and he tried to think, why did he smile? What happened? What happened? And of course, he could not sleep properly that night. Next day, when morning came, he called. Because now he's the boss, this person. Called the friend. I would like to know, why did you smile? Friend said, look, I feel sorry for you, seeing you. That's why I have to smile. Why do you feel sorry? Because we have come here to learn, to be comfortable. But instead of being comfortable, now you are becoming more and more rigid. So seeing this transformation in a wrong way, I could not stop laughing. So it hit. How can you say this? In fact, I am working to make the ashram continue better. That is what I am constantly working. He said, look, you cannot think of that. When Guruji was there, ashram was continuing the way it was supposed to continue. When you are here, also remember, ashram is continuing the way it is supposed to continue. But the difference between Guruji and you is this, that for Guruji it was spontaneous, it was natural. Whereas for you there is a constant struggle for the appreciation. And because there is a constant struggle for the appreciation, for the sake of appreciation, you have lost your peace of mind, and in the process you are becoming rigid, which is not acceptable to me as a friend. Just observe this example in our life. Same thing happens or not? Constantly we are struggling for a small appreciation. And in the process we become so tough, so rigid. For what? Allow it. Let it go. Why this happens? Because of stronger Viveka. Can you see this point? Not supported by Vairagya. If the Viveka and Vairagya, both of them go hand in hand together, life will be fantastic. So that's why there are two things to be done. That's why we bring it very carefully. Viveka will come through the teaching. Vairagya will come following the teaching and teacher. Can you see this point? Swamiji, I follow you, whatever is convenient to me. Let me share. I also can share personally, because very close circle I can say this thing. As you know, one of the incident which I did mistake in my life, that when Puja Swamiji himself had asked me to be part of aim for Seva, I did not accept it. This was my mistake. Let me acknowledge openly. Okay, why I did not accept? Because my Viveka and sixth sense, more than Viveka, my sixth sense was more stronger, to be very honest. Because I understood background, I understood many things. That is also my stupidity, no doubt. That's why I'm acknowledging my mistake. I outrightly said no. And in the process, what I did is, yes, I, literally imbibed many things. A lot of things has happened. But at the cost of what? At the cost of my rigidity. That's why you might have seen earlier days, people used to get scared, you understand? Wherever I go, they'll say, okay, tsunami is coming, okay? That was my energy, to be very honest. The way I carry myself those days, all of you have seen how I was. In fact, openly I can share with you all, in the airport those days, they don't check me properly. In India, that with the metal detector, they don't moment like this, When the fellow gets really scared, because the way my hair goes, never. But nowadays, nobody bothers, okay? They check more and more. Because I say, okay, do whatever you want. Sometimes mind says to better to have those sort of energy, repulsing energy, okay? Anyway, joke apart, here is what happens is, So because I did not listen to him, thinking that I can do better, yes, many things has happened, no doubt in it. But at the cost of what? Can you see this point? Thank God I am getting polished. Thank God. Again, thank to the teacher and teaching. That's why I can tell you openly, towards end, when he asked me without any reason, you go and do this thing, I did not ask any question. Yes, Swamiji. In fact, when everybody said, no, you should not, there was a big fight. I said, no, sorry. Nobody should interfere. Nobody should involve. Swamiji has asked me, let me go. And then later on, Swamiji, whatever said, that's another point altogether. Let us not get into. But what I am highlighting here, this aspect is how the Vairagya takes place when a person with the teacher, even if teacher is wrong, I am sorry to use this word very carefully, even if the teacher is wrong, because that is teacher's problem, not my problem. You understand what I am trying to say? Because being with the teacher itself, that takes care of that aspect. And if these two are not there, definitely life is not going to be that easy, that comfortable. I have taken longer time for this verse. That's why he says beautifully, if really you want, one wants to accomplish this liberation to happen in life, both Viveka and Vairagya has to go together in hand in hand. I know Swamiji, Puja Swamiji used to say, look, instead of me telling something to you guys create such a way so that I have to listen to you. So whether you people have Vairagya or not, I don't know. But I am developing Vairagya because of you people. That is what Puja Swamiji used to say. Hey, look at, he will say, look at, all my hair has gone because of you guys, okay? So each one, it's not my statement, okay, Pujaswami statement, I am repeating it. But this is truth now. I am realizing the importance of that statement because my hair also started falling, okay. This is what, this live examples when we go through, that time we don't appreciate, to be very honest. Sometimes we feel critical of it. What is this Swamiji is talking? But later on, it becomes so pleasing. Swamiji. But that time Swamiji neither is there, nor we can appreciate. So only, from a distance we'll appreciate. You understand? However, coming back to the point. How is it? Then let us read. What happens when there is Vairagyam? Atyanta Vairagyavata Samadhi Samahitaseva Drudha Prabodha Prabodha Tattvasya hi Bandha Mukte Muktatmano Nitya Sukhanubhote. See, look, if you are interested in Samadhi, develop Vairagya. Because unless and until there is sense of withdrawal, natural sense of withdrawal takes place in you, how can you get into Samadhi? It is not possible. And the sense of withdrawal will happen when you see the limitations, allowing the Viveka to take over everywhere. But we don't allow Viveka to take over. In fact, we use Viveka to suppress Viveka. Have you not seen this? We have different type of Viveka. So Viveka means discriminative faculty, okay? We have different types of Viveka. So one person of Viveka will say, no, this is to be done. Other side will say, what? This is called mind. It comes to mind actually. It's not Viveka but mind. But we can play with the words Viveka now here. So other side of the thinking faculty will come and say, look, actually this is good, but at this moment not good. That is contextual. This context is different. Just observe how the both discussion happens, both sort of discussion, not both, all discussion happens in your mind. Finally, what happens to you? You will discover most of the time all your thinking faculty instead of helping vairagya to develop, strengthens the Viveka. And what is Viveka? Viveka is not that which backs up your likes and dislikes, that which is supported by your ahankar, insecurity. Have you not observed that? Remember, Viveka is never connected to insecurity. This is the beautiful point to observe. Viveka is never connected to insecurity. Viveka has to be always connected to security. So the foundation of Viveka is security. Can you see this point? But unfortunately, we use Viveka for security. Not being on security, foundation as security, we don't use Viveka. Have you ever observed this point? When I am already on security, I am a secure person, then I use all my discriminative faculty. How I will decide? Like a judge in a court. Judge is secure. Physically, mentally, supposed to be, okay? Legally. All the way judge is secure. That's why a judge is able to give the verdict, uses the discriminative faculty. Whereas lawyers are more qualified than the judge, especially senior lawyers. I am sorry to disrespect or talk all these things. Sometimes senior lawyers are much more qualified, much more talented, much more knowledgeable than the judges. But can a senior lawyer decide this thing? Cannot. Why cannot? Because senior lawyer is not, please understand, is not secure, is insecure. Illegally, financially, even though a lot of money is there, but still related to the client with money. So many way connected to the insecurity. And because the senior lawyer is connected to insecurity, cannot give the proper verdict. Can you see this point? Very carefully. Just let us look at our day-to-day life. So whenever we are functioning, are we functioning on security or for security? I have observed myself very carefully. Whenever I have worked for security, I have become a failure person. Let me be very honest here. I recollect few incidents. Whenever and wherever I have worked for security, I have failed. Whereas wherever I have worked on security, means for me, foundation is already security. I am secure. Then I work. It's amazing. This is what life is supposed to. I hope you understand the depth of it, what I am trying to talk. So whole life is not working for security. Not using your discriminative faculty for security. In fact, discriminative faculty, what is Viveka? What is the definition of Viveka? Please, Nitya Nitya Viveka, correct? Nitya Nitya Viveka kaha? So if you know what is Nitya, and other than that everything is Anitya, that means that already you are basically a secured person. So where is insecurity? So that's why Viveka is always supported by, or it is its foundation. Viveka's foundation is security. So that's why he says, Atyanta Vairagyavataha Samadhi. Once the Vairagya is really intense, or intensified Vairagyam leads to Samadhi. And when the person has Samadhi, Samahitasya whose mind, dhi, buddhi is always same, that person's drudha prabodha. So the knowledge becomes firm and stable and steady, not shakeable. Yeah, Swamiji, yeah, I understand. This is the people say like this, no? I understand, I understand, I understand. These are the expressions, okay? I notice people, okay? Either scratching the hair, some beard, some nail, okay? And worse, some people also use teeth as nail cutter. That's the worst thing, okay? Biting the teeth, nail. Swamiji, everything is good, everything is great, but this but destroys everything, okay? So what is this but? Because the prabodham is not steady. Prabodham means the knowledge, the understanding is not really firm or steady. It is shakeable. So your knowledge is only when everything is conducive. Little bit invariable happens. Little bit things go here and there. Then what happens? Your reality comes out. So you expect, it's like, a Swami was there very nicely. He is a very nice Swami. As long as everything is taken care. Right time, right thing should happen for him. Right food, right amount, right way serving, everything right. The Swami is great. If anything goes a little bit here and there, then you see the reality of the Swami. I just brought the Swami example because I did not want to bring any one of your example, okay? Don't blame poor Swami, okay? So I'm indirectly bringing you all out, okay? So that's why what he says. Samahitasya drudha prabodha. So when the person has this stable mind, automatically the understanding will be stable. And drudha prabodhasya prabhuda tattvasya, the one who has this understanding is very stable, steady. For that man, he bandha mukti. So that person is free from bandha. Then only what happens? This is muktatmanaha nitya sukhanubhuti. And who is a free person enjoys happiness eternally, all the time. So that's why we say, the more one has vairagya, the more person enjoys his life. In fact, one of the things we highlight very carefully all the time. In fact, as a Swami, also I am reminding myself. Whatever happens anayasena, that is to be done. So anayasa means without putting much effort, without any difficulties, but not what is wrong word, translation I did, without much difficulties, without any struggle. If anything happens with struggle, better not to involve. This is the Swami life, and must be. I am reminding myself, okay, through the teaching, nothing else. Wherever there is struggle, better not to get in. And you must be also observing me day by day. Wherever there is a conflict, wherever there is struggle, do I withdraw first or not? So what do I say? Do whatever you want, okay? This is my new expression, okay? Do whatever you want means, what does it mean? Come on. Stop or get lost. If you stop, good for you, good for me. If you don't stop, if you try to misinterpret, what will happen? You get lost. That's why living life, it is not only for me, for you also slowly it should happen. Let there be effort, but not struggle to achieve anything. Let there be effort, because there is a big difference between putting effort and struggle. See, putting effort must be there. In fact, if you observe, I am putting more effort than any one of you. In every aspect, I put more effort. I am sorry to say, but this is the truth. But I am not here to struggle. Anywhere any struggling happens, I will be the first one to wash my hand. And that should be all of your attitude and understanding. Can you see this point? Because in the long run, it is not worth at all. That's why here is being highlighted. If really a person wants to enjoy, need to look at why and how. Very nicely says. I think I should stop today because some work is there, okay? This is a beautiful verse of this. Vairagyat na param sukham. So there is no better sukham, the happiness, than vairagya. Because vairagya only generates the happiness. In fact, it says, now sukham janakam pashyami, I don't find. Basyas manaha tatchet suddhataram atma bodha sahitam. We will see in details tomorrow. Please. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.